are so rudely interrupted by 20 something hours of rest, relaxing, and having good times, you know. We're back. I can barely see me. You see the best part of me, though. And we're working on this thing called Clav 19. But it's not right there. I rewind the tape there. know there's parts of this I'm not going to like.
Well,
I wonder what's that 229. Wow, how interesting. Neither one of mine have anything worth keeping at that point. That's hilarious. Bizarre shit. Bizarre shit.
yeah.
6 seconds splash there, nothing's happening. It's probably the only place on the whole fucking thing nothing's happening. Now Suzanne Croft died,
Oh, really? How old was she?
52.
She was Partridge Family? What she died from?
They didn't say. And so did Jane Meadows. She's 95.
Don't recognize the name off.
Jackie Gleason's
Wife.
in the show.
Wow, she
Or
was
his wife's sister. One Audrey Meadows and Jane Meadows.
Yeah, that's an old person. I didn't realize she was
That's
that
at
much.
95.
I didn't realize that she was only that much older than Dad, though. Because, you know, you always think I always think of Dad as being older than he actually was because he was gray by the time I really remember him. By the time I was 7, he already had almost all gray hair. He didn't go silver, but he had just a patch of black.
No, 65, in 65 he still had black hair. And he had a little bit silver. It wasn't until he came back from here in 68, in 67, no, in 66, that he had the gray beard. And that's where I started noticing that, but that's why I got rid of that too. He got rid of that whole thing was because it was
old,
gray.
Because he was 10 years older than all of our friends, fathers, he was always old for his age.
Yeah.
And he was always older and more, and that ongoing question of why does everybody else have brothers and sisters and their father's 10 years younger than ours, and they even have younger brothers, older brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Why did he wait until he was 30 to get married?
Yeah, how was I the oldest one?
And then you've got all that stuff about World War II, and they say, well, the war. Yeah, well, the war was over fucking 13 years before I was born.
Yep.
So what are you talking about? You took an extra 13 years to figure yourself out? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But all of our cousins were old enough to be our parents.
Yep.
Or
Not
old
all of
enough,
them, not all of them, but-
a bunch of our cousins were old enough to be our parents, but a bunch of our cousins were just barely old. They're old enough to be aunts and uncles.
Yeah, fancy. All the McNultys. Not all of them, but
Well, like with the boys, they were born in the 40s, early 40s, and the boys that were guys, we grew up with, okay, Joe was in high school when I was 5.
yep.
You know, that's the year I think, I might have been in first grade was when he did the touchdown. So I was 6.
Yeah.
regardless of the psychedelic guy said that you're not getting psychedelics fucking experience psychedelia.
I'm gonna bounce all that down.
I got some big lighter. Break up the big.
I'm gonna bounce all this down to one track.
Sounds good.
Because it's all. I've noticed something about. I noticed something about your guitar playing that I never noticed before, and it was funny when I started noticing it. Was yesterday really. And we both commented on it before when we've done numerous solos, in that you almost play the same thing in every situation, no matter how many takes you do. It's not the same thing, but you play the same type of a pattern almost. But that's because you've got the theory thing running through you that you got from Victor and all that stuff, the real training. Whereas I am so haphazard on it, and so I don't do the same thing each time, and it's very reckless because of that. Because I don't know what my next step is supposed to be. I have no clue what the next step is supposed to be because I'm so lost on it. So I'm just trying to follow. Now I've finally learned the melody, to play the melody. But I didn't know that for the longest time, and now I understand. But what if there is no melody? Then you have to have the implied melody, and then that comes with creativity. You have to figure out what you want that implied melody to be, and because this thing in particular didn't have any real melody in the first place.
Blues chords.
We just had to come up with our own melody, and each one of them separate. But you have so many that because it's a blues thing, and you've done so many blues things that there's a set thing that it's gonna happen.
But I was actually going away from the things I usually play.
Yeah, and you talked about that before we started playing this yesterday, working on it.
Well, when you hear something you don't want to do it. If I'm going to do a traditional blues,
yeah.
Well, I've got one or two left that I want to record.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, if it's going to be 1-4-5, it has to be a rock song, country song, folk song, something else. I want to take it in a different direction. Because first, I've said before, I really don't feel confident that I should be playing the blues. It's a music created by black people who were overworked and kept in slavery. And
that thing you just heard that we were just playing, this is what it was based on before what we're talking about. Sounds nothing like what you just heard, because that was we took that out because it's a typical regular blues. So if we just use this, it sounds very industrial and it's very what the sound I was going after in the first place. noticed just now when we were listening to him, I noticed that between 1 minute and 2 minutes, none of your guitars are doing anything. There's very, very, very little of anything going on. And earlier, what I was looking at was between 2 minutes and 29 seconds and 2 minutes and 35 seconds. And at those 6 seconds, your one guitar is doing a little bit, but no one else is doing anything. So what I'm going to be able to do by putting these all on one track, be able to pull all the guitars out and use my thing in when it's the only thing that's worth listening to. And hopefully we'll be able to get a good, have the volume so it's all the same. So I got to make sure we got. But like right here, one guitar is actually playing anything, the rest of them kind of noodling behind.
Kind of like just.
And then one of the other ones comes up and does something.
The one I'm just doing the low D.
Yeah, yeah.
Keeping it down at that low D and bringing it down to C and back up to D.
Which fits in very well with the other thing.
Just a melody.
The low note that I was doing.
Yep. And also, earlier I also played just the one note on one of the tracks. I just played one note for a long time. Sometimes in a 1-4-5 you can play 2 notes. One of my influences actually was Your Blues by Beatles.
Yep.
Because I realized then when I heard that, I didn't have to go all over the place all the time.
Yep.
It's here in B.B. King, you hit one note, or Albert King, perfect example. Just one bit note, and it holds on for fucking 3 measures. I didn't know I could do that.
Kind of like me doing the C yesterday.
Melody doesn't have to be a lot of stuff. You're using the accompaniment to create the music.
I was giving you a little C yesterday. You missed it though. I was giving a little C, but you missed it. Unless you were watching it on, the sound. And it's good that you're sitting right there because you're representative of the camera there. That way I can talk to you and everybody thinks I'm talking to them. That's pretty good. I like that.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. It all fits together pretty good actually.
That was playing
But all the guitars are doing a little bit more than they were earlier.
the D and the G, right? These are the 2 notes you can play all through the key of C, 1 and 5.
Yep.
The 5 being the dominant and the 1 being the root. Well, the thing I learned from Victor was on when you're playing something complicated, you map out the notes you can play over the chords, and try to find out how many of those notes match up with other notes, like giant steps. That's the one that still pisses me off because I now can't play it.
Well,
I can't even play the chords.
the thing is if you're not going to be able to play it unless you play it all the time.
Yeah, but
No one can.
No one can.
Not in that time. There's no one can. If you're not practiced on it, you're not going to play it. And that means if you're going to practice on it, you might as well practice the whole repertoire of that stuff, and not can't play blues or anything else because you're not going to be. There's no sense in it.
I'm saying I can't play the chords anymore though. I know all the chords.
Of course you could.
Play.
Of course you can't. You're not practiced up on it.
I played it. I can't remember the last time I was practicing it. Probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you weren't practicing it in earnest that you were going out and play it.
Oh no.
Because there's no one else that you can play it with.
Exactly.
Here.
It helps about a lot of stuff.
So now let's see how this sounds. Beautiful.
Love that. Weird noise. Beautiful right there.
Once again, just going against my better instincts. And I got an idea.
I think it's the reason why I was so attracted to people like Jimi Hendrix or John Coltrane to listen to, because they do think the things I don't think. Musically, it makes me want to hear things because I don't think you play outside. I don't. I want to, but I don't know how. I had to learn how to do it. It didn't come natural to me. It comes natural to play, try to be as pleasant as possible musically. Even when I was playing hard rock, I was trying to make things harmonize as much as possible. It's a way to make ugly beauty.
what's interesting is almost like one of them was completing the other thought, the thought of the other one.
It sounds very conversational.
Well, it's weird because we're not listening. We're not
weren't
listening.
listening
We're
when
not
I was
listening to
recording.
anything that. We're not listening to anything we did before when we're doing the other leads. There's 3 different leads here that I'm doing. There's 4 on Chris's. And we don't listen to the other ones when we're doing, you know? So it's really kind of, that's why I'm saying Chris doesn't follow, that sounds bad, but follows a pattern in such a, because he's played blues all the time. Yeah. But for me, I don't follow a pattern because I didn't play blues all the time.
You don't know all these licks, this library.
Yeah, you got the whole library.
I've got an
of
entire language
Yeah.
I know. Well, I could walk into any club in the world and say, let's play a blues, and they say, what key? Just like with jazz.
Yeah.
Except for I can't walk in any jazz key. If they're playing soft jazz, I can go in and play anything to play. But if they're playing bop or something, I have to sit in the audience. We took a club with Dan Bleach down in Seattle and watched these guys with an open mic, and it was like, it'd be cool if we could sit in, and I was like, no, this isn't gonna happen tonight. When they play my favorite songs like On Green Dolphin Street, you know, and they play, and then they improvise, and
Exactly.
we're talking about nobody should play like Charlie Parker.
Yeah, exactly.
The people I wish I knew, and I'd go hang in that club if I, knew it was going on there.
Well, once again, like I've said
Just
before,
to listen, not to fucking play, just to listen.
not 95% of the time, you're not going to be able to indulge yourself. You can't. And Quinlan and I were talking about this the other day. I mean, you can play rock and roll and be a classical person, but not really. Not really. You can.
You can't serve 2
You
masters.
can. Yeah, you can. It's hard to serve those 2 masters.
It's like trying to work a job and be a musician at the same time, or be an artist and work at a job. You've got to have your time, and you've got to be able to wake up in the middle of the night and do your work. I don't know how to say it. I think that might be why musicians, actors, and people fuck around a lot, because they can't have a life. They are in charge of themselves, and nobody can be telling them what to do. They're done with parenting.
Well, I was talking
They
about.
make terrible parents usually also for the same reason.
I was talking a little bit about that earlier. And I've talked about it a lot of times before about one of the major reasons that I never wanted to get a good job was because I didn't want to have a job that I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to regret leaving a job if we were going on tour or something all of a sudden. Of course, we never got to go on tour. But we
that
kept.
reminds me of when Harry met Sally, and when they got together, she got together with her husband. She says, "We got this great place in the kitchen, and we always talked about before we're gonna have sex in the kitchen, because we're such a passion." And now he's divorcing me. We never had sex on the kitchen floor. He's marrying somebody else, and they've had sex on the kitchen floor.
Well, why didn't they have sex on the kitchen floor? Would be the question, I guess.
Well, as part of this, she always ordered her chocolate on her hot fudge sundaes on the side.
There you go. Makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it?
But I didn't choose rock music, rock and roll. It chose me.
Yep.
It came out of the blue that it was what I wanted to do. I love all the forms, all kinds of music, but rock music's where I am. What can you say? This is getting out there in the progressive realm on this piece.
Conversations with the Devil.
I'm playing the minor chords, minor 7 chord, then I'm adding the 9, and then I'm adding the 11, right? And then I'm dropping it back down to a minor 7, down to a minor 5, up to going up and down the scale, because I learned how to do that. Play minor 7 chord, you just play with your little finger, you just play all those chord notes. You pull it back with your index finger, you get the minor 5. And so you can do all these fucking games, company behind someone else, and you're not doing anything that gets in the way.
This was music for the marching band.
Do what?
This is music for the marching band.
Yeah. I think this should be called Screaming at God. Just like it is.
Well, what is Clav 19?
Yeah, same thing.
Well, it's like, maybe this is like a story. There's a story behind this one. There is, but why not? What's Clav 19? What page is it?
Clav 19's right back here.
It's all going on, man. It's all going on. Well, I took out the blues sound and I played this melody. It's a standard melody. It's the minor sound. The melody that goes along with that chord would be
I like that. I think I
Have we
almost,
ever recorded that song that John Maverick and I wrote together? Space Boogie?
I don't know. I don't think this is done.
Well, we've sure got a lot going on there, so. If you want to, okay,
I'm just bouncing it down so it has some kind of mix. And move on.
I'm gonna agree on that. This is a day's work. This is a whole day's work.
Oh, it's more than that. We
We did the whole, oh, that's right. I don't even remember when we did the rhythm part. I don't know if we did it before we did it online.
I don't know.
Might have been months ago.
It was back in the fall, early fall.
What's funny is I did not become
Do what?
proficient at knowing what to play on music until I was in my 40s. But what really changed everything was sitting in with TJ, and then
What?
sitting in with TJ,
Yeah.
and then going to open mics,
What?
and going to open mics,
Yeah.
and having people having to play songs that either I hadn't played or hadn't played for a long time.
I turned around in my head as I was listening to it. I thought it was going F to G there, and it shouldn't be going F to G. Huh? It wasn't. It's C to G.
This kind of reminds me of like when Beethoven's last moment, you know, you hold a fist up in the fucking air
Yeah.
and curse God.
Yeah. Screaming at the sky.
There's a fucking storm outside. I thought Dad was gonna die on Thursday because that storm.
Screaming at the clouds.
The fucking storm on Thursday was fucking. We don't have those storms.
Oh, I
here
like
very
that.
often. Well,
And I faded it out. Perfect.
we all hit that high fucking note at once. Stayed there for a bit. Now that's wild. That's synchronicity, man.
What's that?
We hit that one note all at once and kept on doing that. That's cool, man. There's some fucking cool ass shit going on even if it wasn't proposed. So we all raise our fists in the sky. We all ask Clav.
All right, good. Okay, Louis was the drum machine. Two Dogs is what? Two Dogs is that's the real pretty song, isn't it?
Why do you ask two dogs?
Huh?
Why do you ask two dogs?
Song to sing. Is that the
Yeah, I think isn't that the one? Yeah, if I had a
Is
song
that
to
Two
sing.
Dogs? I thought that was no, that's that was the one that's called in other words.
Al?
Yeah, at all.
Okay, so it's we'll find out.
Two Dogs.
Two Dogs.
It's just a Fire Sky. We've got several Fire in the Sky songs. Several different Fire in the Sky songs.
The one before that I know was
Two Dogs is at the house, walking down the street, and I saw the house.
it might be.
Another Walking Dude song.
Let's step aside. So it's only the 23rd Psalm out of, I don't know, 39. So it's hard to remember when you get that far into it.
Maybe we should make a list of our songs.
Well, there's a list right here.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
That'd be kind of make sure we remember what we're doing so we don't rewrite songs.
You have to walk down the street. Okay. Because Touchdown was right before that, so. Song 24. I think that's my harmonica. We needed to do some more work on that, I think. And the wheel, were we done with the wheel?
Wheel.
Yeah, no, we weren't done with it. It's about, somebody down to die for the wheel.
Yeah, we haven't finished that one. We're working on that.
Should we work on that one now, or what?
No.
Or harmonica?
Either one of them interesting to check out, see what's going on, which way's up.
Missed it by that much, we're done with, I think. Lost was that weird. I think we're done with that one, weren't we?
I don't know. Things we did do some mastering, or not mastering, but we did have some finished stuff.
You're gonna be upstairs for a while.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, harmonicas. I remember I had the idea of we were going to try and come up with an idea for that, so that we'll work on that. You gotta hang around, Les. You miss that. You miss it.
I make stuff out.
Yeah, I know. I know you miss it.
I make go get my friend Kim.
Your family?
Harmonica songs at
Yeah.
night is an interesting, it's a nice piece of music.
They're making all that noise, but they better quit laughing over that. I heard that. When they laughing in Joey's room, just fucking get my gun out. Fucking put an end to that shit. Goddamn laughter.
Tell you what, Mark. I'm already disgusted with mankind's obsession with hate, murder, and death.
Because that's what I was thinking, right? Remember I was saying we need to come up with something, maybe a train of thoughts, and da 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 da, you know.
I got you.
We can go here, we can go there, da da da, just like the music's doing, and just keep building on top of that. And like I said, you can take lines out of that, and I'll take each one of us do a line, da 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 da. Then I do da 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 da. See what I'm saying? And it can be totally disjointed and not have anything to do with each other, which would be even more fun than any of the other stuff. So that's the idea right there. I just came up with that. It's great. Totally have nothing to do with each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words. Each one of them's 8 words.
There's certain lines that are used so often.
Yeah.
No, I mean like in songs also, but like I wrote because I had to explain myself in my mind. I had to put it on the paper. I said just a point to ponder.
Where'd you have to explain it?
I had to explain it to myself in my mind.
In my mind, yeah.
No, because I had to put it on paper.
I think. Well, how many letters? How many words is that?
Very
I
much.
had to explain myself in my mind. You could put that in there.
Just a point to ponder.
There you go. Okay, just a point to ponder.
To ponder, just a point to ponder.
Yep, that could be one of the
Prior
endings.
to poems were 28 and 30 years. Predating this particular story. Times change, people don't. They've always been beggars, desperate, usually not their fault. At the end of the rope, just trying to cope.
Look, I was looking at this, I couldn't remember what I was thinking, man, this is kind of cool lyrics. I wonder what this is all about. Just figured out reading this to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here so long, seems like it goes on, never making a change. But that's a pretty good lyric. I'll go where my heart leads, doing what I need, planting a seed for a change. Wow, that's a pretty good lyric. Maybe in Texas they'll lower the taxes.
Oh.
And I'll have some spare change. Maybe this class will make my fat ass get out and rearrange. Oh! Grand
First
jokes.
song you wrote here. Not here. Leaving home.
Some of this thing that I wrote about I look on sunny skies and know I'm a lucky guy because of you, only you. I look at that and my stomach starts getting ill. It's just like taking a whole bag of sugar and dumping it down my throat and not having any water to wash it down, starting to throw up because it's so sweet. I can't stand that. One needs one, yeah.
Song we were working on the other day was well, I need to continue writing every day. Anytime I come up with an idea, I just put it down. I keep on forgetting to do that.
I think I found several of my lines right here. Every mistake is on purpose. Every trial's already done. Tide goes in, tide goes out. Who knows how it's done?
Well,
But to separate those, you gotta remember separating those with a different line each time.
from my front porch steps, I've seen all there is to see. The richest to the poorest and the meekest and the softest, most deepest love to shallowest vanity, most deserve victory and humiliating defeat, extreme acts of meaningless violence and random acts of kindness.
Ah,
I think that's actually fits the music. It's got a tone of kind of.
oh, that's cool. Oh my, what is today?
19?
It's like the 29th to the 30th.
Oh, excuse me. Should be
It's the 30th.
tomorrow's Friday's the 1st,
And
so tomorrow should be the 29th. Today's 28th.
look. Okay, you remember what the other song, the other title for Bond song was? Slip on the Bitch. I have no idea why we were going to call it that, but it was Slip on the Bitch.
It's like a song you wrote for Heather.
Yeah.
Good love song. It is fucking pretty good.
It's just amazing that it's weird that the date sort of gets me.
Yeah,
It's
it's pretty fucking heavy.
a little bizarre.
Considering it's 40 years ago.
41.
Yeah, it's 41 years ago. It's 40 years ago. Sometimes I can remember what I was doing on a day. This day, 1975, 40 years ago. I know I was still in high school.
It's my junior year.
Was this the day that I gypped class and got stopped by the cops? Was this the same week when I smashed my Telecaster? I keep on thinking about like this might have been around the same time we went over to Paula Million's house the first time, you know? It was in the spring. And having that experience of the first time your friends, people you know, sit down and play music, you practice play with them. Yeah, the same one, right? Been part of it working, got two synths. That's funny because I use that exact same fucking line, but this is fucking. That's
Yeah,
that's
you know
Michelle.
what this is? You know what this is?
This is Michelle's handwriting. Right
You know what? You know what this is, Chris? Remember when we sat down that one time, a long time ago, as a band, and we traded off lines? That's what this is. Because I know I came up with a couple of those lines down there in the second stanza.
Welcome
Well,
to
just
the bus
looking at
riding
this.
cabs, back in Leinster.
So you must have kept yours in your head since we never used it, and you wrote it down on the other thing. That is just amazing.
Well, I actually had it written down. I still have. I think I have the scrap of papers written down from literally
is
back
like-
in the '80s. So this is like, and I don't know what
the
happened.
fuck?
I don't know what happened.
This is just this is crazy right there. These two things are just crazy. That's just, I mean, it's just. There's all this. Michelle's weird way of writing down how to play songs.
Gotcha. Instead of having it above.
Yeah, it gets really confusing.
Oh well, I understand where she's coming from with the bass. If you're playing the bass on this song,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because this is a tricky song to play. Cool. It's not that hard to play on guitar or anything, or a piano. But if you're singing it and playing on bass, it's kind of tricky. And maybe with the way she thinks, dyslexic. She never really learned how to see things properly either. No.
No, I know.
She's-
I know. I agree.
Okay, I'll put it this way: Michelle's really smart.
Yeah.
And she's like you, really smart, and you didn't even realize that you were having a problem with things. See, this is the thing that's always made me mad, Mark. It's most Fridays stay personally.
See, somewhere we have this fucking tape.
What song is this?
It's the not the song. It's
List of stuff.
it's the night 527 of '99 when Dave Dump was the sound man,
Ah, yeah.
and that was our song list. I believe that's when Tracy was up here. And it turned out that no one else came and showed up that night. And so they let us have the whole night. Let us have the whole night. Okay, I think I just found. I think I just found all my lyrics on there. Wow, this is that song I talked about that other day, a long time ago, not the other day.
June 7th, 91. So you wrote this song.
I saw Emily and talked to him. Dun, 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 dun. I think it's it. Oh, I need for that my section. Yeah. And it's so cool that still have this clipboard I got at a garage sale. And I mean, you don't find clipboards like that made. That's like made out of a good guitar or something, you know. Just old. Real old.
Hardwood. Ouch.
Yeah, hardwood.
Well, I
Ouch.
had to knock it on it, and I'm looking at it,
Well,
trying to see if
as old as it is, it has to be.
if it was anything like,
Softwood would have worked out by now.
right, if it was anything like, look at that. So, it might be a pine derivative like spruce or maple. 'Cause it's got a nice grain right there. I'm trying to look at it. It might be ash, hardwood. Might be from around here. Yeah, I'm knocked out by the really deep, long. That looks like. That's probably what this is ash. I don't know. Well, I know my wood's kind of, and beautiful. That's what that piece of wood is. What do you got there?
Okay, I'm starting to understand it. It's the thing I wrote at the Herald. The game I like to play, it's called How Fucked Up Can You Be and Still Run? Well, you may not know how, but I tell you right now, it's sure fun. I learned all I know from the Herald. From Herald. It don't take no exercise, and a twinkle in my eye says I'll win. When you know the rules, it's fun to play the fool again. All I know I learned from Harold. There are chances you can take, choices you must make to be you, and it's hard to recognize within the lies you'll need proof. I learned all I knew from Harold. The game I like to play, it's called How Fucked Up Can You Be and Still Run? You may not know how, but I'll tell you right now, it's sure fun. And it sounds like you're running down the street or something, but it's running the product.
Machine.
Running the machine. That's fucking funny as
Not
hell.
realizing how difficult it's making their lives.
Fucking, look at, see if I can find the date on this. 98, 2/13/98. And I was on running a preprint. Yeah, so I was just a mail guy. I wasn't I was just an insurer.
It was right in the middle of the time I got to work for Boeing. And I say I got to work for Boeing because it's like a privilege if you've ever worked for shithole places. Actually, Mark, working for the Herald had rules that the little shit companies don't get. They can pull some shit on you in little places that the Herald couldn't. You know? Someone's just playing the music really loud there.
Saw a man and talked to him, digging trash from my pen. Can't get no job, no factories. Around here, my kids. Just have to figure out how to end that one. The first two are perfect.
It's a.
Oh. Now I understand. Now I remember this.
You're grooving myself in front of the camera. You didn't ever get around to recording it?
No. I had no idea for words, for music. There was a news report on CNN. I'm pretty sure it must have been about when people think about the third world, they don't think about America.
Gotcha.
And there was this place, Tutwiler, Mississippi, that was a third world. And that's why it says, the name's Tutwiler, Miss. It's Tutwiler, Mississippi. But he was saying, my name's Tutwiler, Miss.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if I can use these first two lines.
Tutwiler.
Factories.
And I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw a program on HBO, probably in the mid-90s. It showed this whole thing about how Mississippi was a third world country.
Okay, so there's the third, I got it now, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go, saw a man talk to him, he was digging trash from a bin, can't get no job, no factories, in Tutwiler, Mississippi. So that's 4 lines there. 4 lines there. So go ahead and pick 4 lines up for you. You don't have to, you know, and here's the other one I found too, this is so cool. And this is November 13th, 92, wow. And I actually wrote the whole music down on this.
Oh wow, cool.
Well, no, it's not. Legs on a hillside, brains in a teacup. The rise in violence makes me want to throw up. Legs on a blanket, brains in a beer can. I guess you proved to be a real macho man. Who's the next one you'll slaughter? Maybe someone's daughter. When finally you're done, you'll probably teach your son. Humanity's brutality for all to see. It cannot be so blatantly the apathy. The apathy. Devoid of love, a world of hawks and doves. Can we rise above the huff puff America? Legs in your backyard, mind in the gutter. The next one that killed is a sister or brother. Legs in the bathroom, horse head on the bed. Beautifully, gracefully, dead is just dead. Royal order, I called it. This is when I found those legs up there on that, in the alley, those deer legs. Legs on a hillside, brains in a teacup. Rise in violence makes me want to throw up. Legs on a blanket, brains in a beer can. I guess you're proud to be a real macho man. Who's the next one you'll slaughter? Maybe
Several things
daughter.
happened right there at the house on Clifton, right after Doug Jones moved out, right when they were going through the divorce and Susie was gone, and then Doug moved out. It was during that summer when it was right before you moved back in, right before you came back. It was Doug Jones was gone, and one day, and it was just before Kathy came. It was in May. I found an animal's head in the garage that had been butchered. And I told Mom about it. And there was a whole bunch of weird stuff scattered in the backyard of the Jones house that didn't belong there. And they'd been in our backyard also, doing stuff. Apparently there's some heavy classical music going along with the movie.
There's a couple of lines I might use out of that too. So I'm totally just ripping stuff out. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I could use this. Sometimes I try to write things to myself. I said it's been a continual embarrassment to me. I've had acquaintances that have committed heinous and despicable acts. Dear reader, I'm only passing on second-hand information. I have no personal or first-hand any of these bespoken deviances. That little thing is kind of like sounds like something Edgar Allan Poe would start a story with, maybe, or H.P. Lovecraft. I'm hoping I'm not stealing something directly from one of those guys. That's why I'm scared, because sometimes I read things and I don't remember if I've heard them before or what. Well, it's been a long time since I read H.P. Lovecraft.
Did you ever notice that the ones who ask you about your home life don't have a home life of their own?
Hideous, despicable.
That's not.
Personal or spoken deviances. First hand.
Okay. Okay. See, this is the whole idea. The first line, and this line we'll do this line, and then we're going to do 8 different lines. We're going to do this line again, and 8 different lines. What can we do to see you through? And that'll be a chorus that's going to do that. The other ones will be just 2 voices harmonizing. But this one will be a whole chorus. What can we do to see you through? So let's see. If I'm not mistaken, if they found out that all this stuff here
I'm gonna try to take one line out of some of these things, see if I can use one line.
You're gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna just do a scratch here. So we want to count. I want to do this first one, and then we're going to count 8, and then do the second one, and see how many we've got after that. If there's 8 more, then we'll do another one. Check, check, check. And you can do it too if you want. Remember, it's just what can we do to see you through? No, there. There's only one microphone.
Oh.
What can we do to see you through? 1. 2. 8. Here it is. What can we do to see you through? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. What can we do to see you through? There's 2. 3. I like that. 4. Now repeat it all over and over again. What can we do to see you through? 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 Yeah. I'm thinking maybe no, I'm thinking I'm not gonna think about it. And whoever's line it is, whoever comes up with the line, gets to determine how they want the harmony to go. So you'll do your own harmony, or you can have me do the harmony. And like one of the harmonies can be, let's see, 'cause I was just thinking about this when I was doing that last thing there. Right. So the harmony could be. Right? Or it could be. See what I'm saying? It can be a descending harmony. It can be a fifth. It can be a third. It could be a descending third, descending fifth.
Gotcha.
So we can determine however you want to do it. Of course, it should be determined on what sounds the best. But I was also thinking about. I shouldn't even say this, right? But I was also thinking about maybe maybe the first one should be lyrics, And the second one should be you take a lead on your line and I take a lead on my line and like that instead of doing lyrics. But it's so short it doesn't really matter. Now I'll hook up the other. Well, that might be it already. Scratch that microphone and see what it sounds like. Or is it this one? I think it's that one. Yep, that's that one. Okay, now we can do these.
I have no idea where to start.
No, don't have to. But remember that just a couple weeks ago, I said, and it was stupid. It was stupid, but I said, well, if I had a song to sing, what kind of words would I bring? So you just said you don't know where to start. Well, there you are. You just started.
Where do I begin?
Okay. Where do I start? Where do I begin?
Oh God.
Right? Why not? So go ahead and
Actually, well, there you go, right there. Because you said, what can I do to help you? Where do I start?
There you go.
Where do I begin?
There you go.
Thank you. When does it end?
There you go.
No, these are my questions that are
Mhm.
the hypothetical, the beginning of the book questions. Okay, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Recorded with the wrong one. You want the first one or you want the second one?
Don't.
Get ready though. It comes up pretty quick. You should have the volume so we can hear that first one.
If we hear the first line, it's easier to get
Yeah,
started.
I'll do the second line, then you do the third line, then I'll do every other one. Where is it? No. It should be. What the hell's going on here? I know I recorded on that channel.
Oh.
What can we do? Okay, there we go. A little crank the EQ on there. That's kind of messed up. That's okay.
Where
We'll
do
go
I
back to it.
start? Where do I?
Where do I start? Where do I begin? Or where to start? Where do I begin? It's just we're just scratching, so you know, just to get an idea.
Yes. Oh.
What can we do to see you through? I saw What can we do to see you through? That's mine. Now yours next up. Oh, actually, you should take it from that one. You should do the first one since I did the first one the first time.
If you want to have flowers, you better build a guard tower.
There you are.
Well, you're talking about someone digging through your trash.
Yep.
Someone's picking your flowers. I almost feel like we're taking a dialogue approach.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean it to be that way, because I don't mean to sound as mean as that sounded.
I got my 4. I've got 4. I'm done. Because after the last one, I think we just repeat what can you do over and over again. And on that one, I think we'll just play leads behind that. And let's do it over and over again until we're happy with what we have. So let's go back to where we were there.
I didn't like one of the lines I did. I just was trying to get through it.
That's all I'm doing. But I'm kind of okay
Gotcha.
now.
If there's an idea, or if it might be, but something changed completely, it's just put something in there.
Here we are. What can we do to see you through? Every trial's already done. Tide goes in, tide goes out. Times change, people don't. Going downtown, play all the clubs.
Beggars and desperate, not usually their fault.
Who knows how it's done? What can we do to see you through? There's 2. There's going to be leads all the way through this one now. I think that's what we should do. I love that sound. 3. I like that. 4. Now repeat all. That's what we're looking for. What can we do to see you through? What can I do to see you through? What can we do to see you through? What can we do to see you through? What can we do to see you through? What can I do to see you through? What can we do to see you through? What can we do to see you through? What can we do? So there's an idea now. We got something going there. And now we should put headphones on and actually do the real harmonies on this. What can we do to see the thing? So we'll be attempting to sing here. I know that this first time through I'm going to do this. What can we do to see you through? That, on each one of them. That's all I'm going to do.
What can I do to see
The thing is we want to do is each time we want to make it exactly the same.
Gotcha.
So we don't. So we can
Make
get
a
these
mess.
nice. So exactly. So we don't make a mess like we've done so many times. Because we can make this
Well,
really.
it's my
really
fault.
nice.
I like to just keep. I can't. I don't have.
You like to
any
riff, yeah.
I like to riff.
That's what it is. That's all right.
It's
There's
just
a time,
hard.
there's a time and place for everything, right?
Exactly. You know, but that place is
That's
called
called
college.
Yep.
I already did it twice.
Yep. Yeah. They wouldn't let me in once.
You get a good record and it follows you all your life.
Actually, they did want me in. It was just that I didn't have the money.
Exactly.
That was the only thing. Where's that purple layer? Is it over there?
Use my orange one though.
Oh, okay, that one will work too.
Or
Go ahead and hit that. I'm just setting this up so you make sure I got the right one.
what can I do? What can I
Well, you know what? I've got to set you all up on this again.
What can I do?
But you know, I know that somewhere around here I've got a real nice one of these that's straight. It's not
Yeah.
straight out of Compton, yo. But it's
I didn't realize I don't have anything on. I just have headphones on. Ha ha.
check. What can I do? What can we do? That's we do. What can we do to see